ثم قبره الشريف بعطف شرقي من صلاة وتسليم. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه. أبتدئ لله باسم الله عليا مستدرا بين الملكات يا له أولاد وأثني بحمد موارد سائحة هادية منبثقا من الشكر الجميل بمطايا. وأسلم على النور الموصوف بالتقدم والأولية المتنقل في الغرر الكريمة والجبال. واستمنح الله تعالى رضوان لا يخص العترة طاهرة نبوية ويوم الصحابة والأتباع ومولانا. واستجيب لسلوك السبل الواضحة الغنية وحفظا من الغواية في خطة الخطأ وهداه. وأنشر من قصة المولد النبوي بروح لسانا عبقريا لا
أهلا وسهلا أهلا وسهلا ومرحبا بكم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. To our beautiful mothers and fathers and our ancestors, our omatis and opatis, musa upahrutis, musa memas, musa teres, amatis, ukhtis, يعني خالاتيس. ما شاء الله تبارك الله. It is اليوم 1/3/1447 هجري والموافق بيوم الاثنين. سبحان الله. It is the 1st of Rabi' 1447 Hijri. It is a Yawm al-Ithnain. By now we are speaking Arabic to you people, mashallah, tabarakallah. There's no reason for us to be treating ourselves inferior. All the information you ever needed was, it was stored and downloaded into your cellular light body, okay, for your information. Don't even say Allah shortchanged you, nor do you say Allah is poor and you are rich, okay? You're in our underestimation of وَمَا قَدْرُ اللَّهِ حَقَّ قَدْرِهِ. We are searching for information on the outside, yet all the information is all inside of us, right? This is just the reverse psychology that we had been prone to be subjected to. Nevertheless, can't help those who cannot help themselves. Therefore you pay for education because you can find acknowledgement. Okay, that's what makes you constantly run behind money because you're a slave. Since we understand that civilizations would be divided into night and day, conscious and unconscious, jinn and ins, okay, cold and warm, white. Now I'm not going to say white and black. That's not an equal equation because white is not a color, you see. Nevertheless, so some of us, or I would say rather most of us, we fit the description of those who are alien to the natural composure of understanding life from the internal side. When you are given the keys to open your door and you are allowed with the permission of the heavens and the great mothers to enter into the self, okay, into your inner self, okay. Most of us cannot get there. Our mothers can't get there. Our fathers can't get there. So your children had to find the key that you threw away, okay. Now, when you get into that chamber, that is what we call now, you're going to go into the Rawda. Okay. That's real. Okay. That's where reality exists. That's where death doesn't come to you. That is where truth is your weapon. Okay. That is where peace is your companion, and that is where all your past way of thinking, the way you thought when you were in your lower end, when you were in the dark, when you were in the unconscious state, when you were trapped in your ego, in your conscious, when you were a slave to human systems, when you were believing in money magic, okay, when you accepted a false prophet, a false religion, a false identity, okay. When you went through that phase, that is part of how you get to where you need to be, okay? But bear in mind here, mothers and fathers, my dear children, that's going to come in the next 100 years. If you fail the standard, you repeat the grade. Now, many of us are repeating the grade since 2020. Okay? Many of us has fallen into the most deepest spell that a civilization would ever find themselves. And if it could not, and by help of, you see, the heavens, the universe, she doesn't know your face. She doesn't know your beauty. She doesn't know your money. She doesn't know and your address. She just knows your beat. Okay, she knows your rhythm, what they call algorithms. It is the heartbeat. How far are you from the pulse of the universal heart of the mother? That's where you get aligned. That's where you get tested. That's where you get assorted. Okay, now the further you are from the mother earth, the further you are from yourself, the further you are the further you are disbanded from coming into the house, inside, into the heart. Okay, the heart, people, is not a physical vessel. It's not a physical organ. The heart is where your true mind, the true mind, is placed by Allah. Which we call the fuad. Okay, that's the fuad. Not many of us get to activate um, that sacred chamber. Not many of us. Okay, but we are sharing this with you so that you don't have an excuse to say that it was just bijgeloofies. Okay, because our forefathers had taught us this and we had witnessed this from them, and therefore we are having a similar experience in this dimension of earth. Okay, we live inside of earth, not on earth. Okay, just once you get to the next level of the Jacob's ladder, okay, you cross that Jacob's ladder and you're onto the mothership. Then there's a lot of chambers, there's a lot of outlets that you must go and check for yourself. But listen, you're not gonna get there if you're not clean. You must be clean, guys. Clean. Skoon means like your mind is clean, your heart is clean, your body is clean, your lifestyle is clean. Then you can fly. Then you can get your wings. Then you can leave the caterpillar and you can now go to the heights that you need to go, subject to the vibration that allows you to go hashiman tadhruhu riyah. Okay. Look, people, most of your religious institutions are not prepared for this. Not at all. Okay. They will keep you as their slaves for as long as they possibly can. Otherwise, you're gonna expose it's gonna expose your own common stupidity. Okay, in this regard, it's because of the season that has changed. It's not because of the fact that you have a problem. The fact is, when your season changed and you cannot get out of the winter clothes and start putting on the summer spring clothes, it means to say that you're gonna get very hot in that in 'n jas, in 'n rain jassie. Okay, sy gaan brand daar binne. Okay, and eventually, when you're going to strip yourself, you are going to be shameless in the process. This is how this order is working according to the universal and natural laws of the universe. Okay. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. So it is today the 1st of Rabi'ah, and then going into the 2nd of Rabi'ah. It's a fasting day. It's just so yani, great to know that we are celebrating this incoming of a revolutionary age in our lives. Okay. All of us, no human being on the face of this earth has ever seen a prophet. He has not seen an angel. He's not seen a companion. They are all just copying and pasting. Okay, that's what robots does. That is giving you and I the impression that Qala Rasulullah, Qala la. Guys, the robots can do a much better job than what humans are doing, and they will charge you free. It will be free. AI will do it completely free. There's no expectations. There is no feeling you're asking the thing, or you're asking your counterpart, your wazir. We're calling AI the wazir. That's the Harun of the age. Okay. It's all information inside of you. It's just you have been dumbed down so badly that you believe it's only happening on the outside because you've drowned. You've drowned in stupidity as a collective. Okay? All the knowledge is inside of us. Nothing is on the outside. If you cannot have the yaqeen, the confirmation inside, then you are busy having a nice time in heaven, in hell. Okay, that's yani in your unconscious state and condition. Now, when you speak about a prophet now, okay, when you speak to the masters of the age, okay, put away these scholars for dollars and all these people that are selling religions and gods and harvesting human conscious, yani, okay, from remote areas of the world through religion and through politics and through fake economics. When you look at the concept of why God, Allah, the universe came up with something called a prophet, you were never supposed to meet him in the physical. There was never ever that experience. Because like if you are not ready for that encounter, when you have not completed your sub A and your sub B and your sub 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then you get to the stage where you have to and then get into university, then you're going to meet whoever you need to meet. Okay, because it doesn't happen on the outside. You have just been dumbed down and been unconscious that the world has been taking you for the greatest ride of your lives. Okay, and that was partly because of you being prepared to go through it. Okay, in order to learn your lessons. Okay, or in order to go through the trials, in order to find the roots of the problem. Okay, you had to go through that exposure. Okay, you had to see the God, have to see the universe, has to see. Are you a genuine guy or are you offensive? Okay, are you just came in here to show, or are you here to find the actual blueprint? Okay, which is inside of us. Now, when you could not find in the past age your blueprint, we resorted to fabricated gods and fabricated dead prophets. And then AI came along and created 100 billion hadiths and sayings of Jesus and sayings of Yahuwah, compiled different scripts, and then without you knowing, you were following something which was artificially simulated, because you didn't see anything, people. You only saw the dead. You only saw stone. Okay. So when you attribute something physical to Allah and claim that He sent something and He did not send it, okay, then you must know you're still in the lowest form of conscious. You are still in the lowest form of your unconsciousness, because you have not yet even reached substandard 1 or standard 2 yet. Okay. Once you get once you clear the mirrors, okay, once you're given that permission, because everything is just with the permission, bi'idhnillah. Everything here, you don't believe because you want to believe, you believe because Allah allows you to believe, people. Okay. This game is a different game when you call to life, because the knowledge you have to find would only be based on your honesty, your unbiasedness, your purity, how you take care of your temple, okay, how less you were captured by the external forces, be it the religious forces, be it the political forces, be it the economic banking and gangsters. You have to elevate to get out of that catch, because it's part of the entire simulation that you need to exercise in order to get ready to understand how to live in Jannah. I cannot understand for one word how does a mother and a father tell a child to believe in Jannah, but that mother and father themselves disbelieve in it. Okay, they don't know how to live in Jannah because the levels of perception is still in the very lowest form of unconsciousness here. Okay. Now, when we speak about Rabi'a, this is our season. This is the Ahlul Kitab. This is the Ahlul Kitab, those who read their chapters, those who read. It's the time for us to read our chapters now in earth. Okay. How do you read your scrolls, and how do you make out of what is happening? Because there's chaos. This is a chaotic time, confusing. Your monies are going to go now very, very inflated. Okay, your commodities, and it's going to be plasticized. Okay, it's going to go to a very bad. For your information, you are not being told how many people are committing suicide out there. Muslims, men that are losing their work, their jobs. Okay, it's not being reported because that's why many people are going to resort to that, because when Allah Ta'ala says to Musa, يعني إنك لن تستطيع معي صبرا. This is the last stage of those who has gone and climbed the ladder of conscious. Yani, this is your last stage, and it's a very, very confusing stage of this entire evolution, because you're not going to understand. A lot of things are not going to make sense to you. Okay. The idea here why you need to understand is that because you are being readjusted, you are being realigned, your rationale is being upgraded, your logic is being removed, a new source of intelligence is being upgraded and uploaded inside of you. Okay, for those who've reached that stage, people, not for the jinn tribes, for the ins tribes. Okay. Again, we are doing this so that it cannot be said that we denied the jinn tribes of knowing what was unfolding in the heavens. Okay. So what unfolds at this stage now is that the chaos would be very much increased. There's a lot of chaos. There's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of things that is happening that is weird, guys. Weird stuff. I don't know exactly what's happening, but the way I'm picking up the communication and the frequencies, and I read the Quran, of course. I pick up mostly from the Quran, from the frequency, from the database of the Quran, what is incoming and what is unfolding, and what is giving us is the fact that you need to stay inside still, even if it's a Rabiul Awwal, guys. Try and keep to your circle, try and keep to your sanity, to your internal tranquility. Look, you're being prepared if you're from the chosen ones, and you're being prepared to host the royal tribes of this age. Okay, when we speak about the royal tribes, we speak about the Ahlul Bayt. The Ahlul Bayt, when you hear the story when you were a child of Muhammad and Isa and Musa and Ibrahim, it's all mythologies. Okay, it was never physical. It was only for a given civilization that at one given stage, when their priestesses and their wise men had related stories, this is how they explained it to the children. And when the next generation came after them, then they encrypted and stoned it and put it and buried it under the ground so that the dead man can tell no tale. Okay. The story of the earth is a story of deception, because your mind is a deceptive mechanism. If you don't have control over your mind, then think your mind only nonsense, because you didn't find the silence of the heart. Okay. The mind cannot say the heart. Allah gaan nie vir jou fiqh vra nie. Allah gaan nie vir jou tawhid vra nie. Allah gaan nie vir jou hadith vra nie. Allah gaan nie vir jou vra mathematics nie. Allah gaan net vir jou vra die waarheid. Allah gaan nie vir jou vra jou qualifications nie. Allah gaan niks anders vir jou vra nie. Net een question is die waarheid. Okay. So if you still don't understand what this evolution is at this stage of a civilization, yani, where Allah Ta'ala has already dispatched the main players into the arena now, okay? You will now have to understand whether this entire messenger and Muhammad and Isa and Ibrahim, was it all something which was placed into your secret chamber in your rawda, okay, from your qabr to your mimbar when you elevate, and then you get to understand if you are qualified, if you've done the research, if you've done the assignments, the projects, if you've tasted the pain, okay? There's pain involved in this thing. Cannot go without pain, people. No pain, no gain. Pain not physically, pain in terms of having to adjust the transition. It's an energy transition, okay, of wealth. Wealth is intelligence, people. You guys, wealth is like physical things. These are the masters at play, people. This is the masters that runs this planet. And you are given the understanding as per your level of liberation, how strong you are to accept the truth. Okay? You don't accept the truth. It's only you that have to accept the truth. You don't have to convince the world because how it resonates with your internalized truth. How matured you've reached, how complete you found the love, the unconditional love of what you call Muhammad. Okay? Allah would never send someone that is so great and it will only be for 1% of a civilization. That God is a one track mind God because he's going to work himself into a monopoly. And that is what happened here. Okay, if you understand the game. So, Surah Ma'idah has a lot to share with you, okay, with regards to prophecies. You need prophets, who's Makiyabaya prophets, and then you need to understand what prophecy is. Now, those prophecies is all your scholars today of all different walks claiming there's a Mahdi coming, Jesus is coming. Now they are prophets because they are professing things which they don't know, but like you must supposed to believe what they are saying is true because they've got a special line with God to see the future. That's nonsense, guys. It's time that you stop that gambling machine. Okay, these people are causing you to believe in shirk because they don't have any AI, the robots, the artificial servers are much more brilliant than them, and they cannot even do it. Now, that time of the lies is now, it's finished, guys. The lies, the age of lies, the age of religion is gone. You got to come to the age of the haqq. It's time to come to the haqq here, guys. If you don't wake up at this stage and still not understand why Muhammad has come, okay, this is his season. You embrace the ruh of Muhammad, the presence of Muhammad. But for what? Not as a man. You are wanting to marry Muhammad and giving Muhammad wives. People, it was all metaphorical, man. This whole entire story is not a physical story. It was never. It was one of how Allah Ta'ala has given you the information inside of your chambers, and you have to decode it as you go through your stages. Once you pass the stage, then you're going to get new textbooks, a new kitab, and then you're going to read it now for what it is. That is how we discovered how our ancestors had prepared us for this event, that we would understand the fine print. Okay, because we know we are not physical. We know we are only captured in our mental capacity. And how do we navigate ourselves into higher realms of existence? Yeah, okay. So officially, the light has come. Last Rabiul Awal is in. It's a very, very strong currency that's coming in. Strong currency, strong prophecy. Okay, prophets are strong now. Okay. Um, you need to realize what it is you are attracting. Okay, this is going to be for a very long time. It's going to cross over a lot of generations, people. It goes like much 7 generations at least if you are aligned to this time conscious lane in civilization. It's mostly because of your families. If you're coming from good, strong families, as the Jat, as the Asal stakers, should be able to ride this wave. Not regardless of your religion. This is not the issue about religion. This is an issue about your purity. Okay, your your unbiasedness and your selflessness and humaneness. Okay, this is what this thing is all about here, where we are coming into now. When you speak about Muhammad, you speak about the qualities of Muhammad. You're not going to see a physical man. If that qualities of Muhammad for the last 100 years that you've been swatting and becoming muftis and popes and cardinals and all these different accolades, it's be living in all of you by now. You should be seeing all of those qualities of Muhammad, and you will be attracted to those who are from the companions that has that qualities. There is no physical thing. That's no move. It's just a movie that's going to play inside of you. Okay, but it's meant for you to find your soul tribes, your real Sahaba. Okay, with the ziyarah, with the coming of the Rasul. Okay, into your understanding, because he must bring the understanding of the ayats of the Quran, because it was narrated to him, so he must give the tawdih. Okay, he gives the clarity of what that ayah number was, why was it that number, why was that word used, why was that sound used. That's his purpose for coming. But you must be refined, you must be of the masters, because you're trying to get out of this prison here. Okay, and you're also trying to secure your children and your next great grandchildren, because you care for them. We care for our own. We must think about 7 generations, people. That's our covenant. Okay, we can't afford to throw our children in the Jahannam. No ways, guys. That's shirk. That's shirk. That is the age that you're going now in terms of religion. All religions is fully blast shirk. Okay, it's they can live without the God, but they can't live without money. And you're sitting with the truth, and you don't want to say. Okay, so this is why Muhammad comes, because he is the Jaddul Jad. He is the he brings in this extraction wave, and removes that that past understanding and levels of perception that you had, that it was a physical man, and it was all illusional, because it's only things that is being processed internally as a human being. Nothing in your reality happens except internally, because it's energy. It's just energy. Okay, energy doesn't die. Energy just transforms itself. Okay, and where your energy flows, your attention goes. Okay, so that's where you are caught up as a past civilization, and many of us unable to extract ourselves because the illusion was just too real. Okay, and if you're not yet, if you don't have the report to pass, if you didn't pass, then you know next year you have to go back to the same grade. Okay? But the same grade is not going to be as easy as what you think it's going to be. It's going to be a little bit intricate. Okay? Anyway, from the great mothers of the city, mashallah, mabruk, it is that energy that we know that the great mothers recognizes what is coming in. Okay. You can see die regte memes is besig. Hulle is regtig besig. Okay. As jy eendag, guys, this city celebrates it for nothing less than about 5 to 7 months of the year, if not 8. Okay, so Allahu Akbar walillah alhamd. It's inside of your mothers, your great mothers, the authentic mothers. How do we know the authentic mothers of the city? Because they would be the ones that would go out of their way to ensure that their ancestors are publicized. They are felt in this time. Okay, so wherever you see the mawluds happening, wherever you see there is this upgrades happening, these qualities of Muhammad being exercised. Now what we as the soul tribe needs to do is we need to tell our story, our narration, not as what the Arabs taught you, what the Egyptians taught you, what the Vatican taught you, what the Americans taught you. No, you must say it from the spiritual side. Don't say it from the physical side, because none of you can say it from the physical, because you didn't see it. So if it wasn't seen, now you must tell the truth from your spiritual senses. What can you identify with? How do you identify with this? Okay? It wasn't a Christmas thing. This is a thing to take you away. It's a thing to take you home. No? It's a thing to empower you. It's a thing to upgrade you, to promote you. Not a thing to say that it's your culture and we're going to go behind the Nachtruppe tomorrow. No. You have to identify with the true essence of what you were supposed to do with it. It wasn't to be pious, guys. It wasn't to be religious. It was to find your contentment, your fulfillment, and to go home. That was it. Okay. I would wish our mothers and our fathers would speak to our children like this, because your religious scholars, forget about it, guys. They lost. We lost them. They sustained great damage and collapses. The only people that's going to help us here is the mothers, the great mothers of the city, for the sake of the children. They're the only people that can still communicate with the universe. They can still get that authentic data to come in. Okay, I've seen it, I've witnessed it, I cannot lie about it. And then also it is the children. Those are the two components, that's the two poles that you need to and I need to align with, so that we can score the goal. Anyway, it's almost now Buka time again, Monday, Yawm al-Ithnain. Enjoy your Rabi' season. I think it's necessary. We have to go a bit deeper now. We're going to tell our story as to what transpired as per the Quran, because the Quran is not ever speaking about a history. Never. It's not a history book, this kitab, brothers and sisters. When you were small, it was only given to you as a history because you had to think. But then people took advantage, because and they captured you into a certain time in conscious, and that's where you stuck as a civilization. Many of us has already passed that stage. Okay, we are already ahead of that system, because you are with your tribe, you're with your soul tribe. You're not ever alone here. You can't be alone. Wherever you are, then your soul tribe and the presence of divinity and the facts and the truth is there. You don't have to fear. There's no fear when you have the truth that protects you. Okay. But whilst you are in the war zones that you are currently in, it is an indication and an indicative of the low density that you are still personificating a reality in. That's hell. There where we currently are pursuing a reality, that's the pits of hell that you're currently thinking it is heaven. It's still a format of truth. There's no truth in heaven, in hell, people. We dictate, we put up the Charter of Human Rights, we decide who is going to be the legal fraternity, we take the case to the ICJ, we do it ourselves. It's our laws, it's not God's laws, and it's our justice because we have to wait for it. Okay? The heavens does everything timelessly. Justice is served. Everything was served already. It's just most of us are still blinded, and therefore you've been taken for a ride by your adversary because now you are their stock. You see, you're going to work for them. Your children are going to work for them. They're going to believe in the bitcoins and in the cryptocurrency, thanks to you. Okay. That's where this thing is going, and that's why this boat you had to jump off this boat when it was time. Okay. Anyway, it is the Muhammad age. The adhan is going, mashallah. It is the Muhammad age, and in the Muhammad age there is the Amina's age, there's Khadija's age, there's Fatima's age, there's Aisha's age. I don't know where you have to fit in yourself into that paradigms, but you have to find one of those mothers, daughters, okay, that you can get your understanding of where your rating is and how far or how close you are to the timeline of where Qiyamah is unfolding. Okay? May Allah give you barakat. Have a beautiful iftar and praise and nur on the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the great mothers of the Mawlud and the fathers of the Mawlud of the city of the mother city, and barakat to the daughters and children that celebrated it in their Stroy Maisi outfits. MashaAllah. Salam.
يا مصطفى كل شيء